Hi guys, long time no see. Why? I only upload when I have something to tell you. I don't send you clickbait every week because I have a business model. That's not the case. I'm not in it for the money, I'm not in it for the fame. I just want to show you how the universe works. So, first off, I apologize for my speech. I had an accident and so not that good with finding words. It takes a bit more time. I hope you have that patience with me. What do I have to tell you? What is so important today? Well, I did some math. As you know, I've been deciphering the universe and I had my own atom models. And the funny thing is, I'll show you first the Newtonian way. If you have an object, and you move it through space, you move through a sea of gravitons. How is that even possible? Because it should have some kind of resistance because of the sea of gravitons. But it does not. Well, how does that work? An atom converts kinetic energy into internal energy and so forth, and the other way around. It's like when you have a tuning fork and you strike it and you hold it near to a ping pong ball, you see the ping pong ball move away and the tuning fork moving the other way, right? So equal, conservation of impulse. But the atom is a mere catalyst for that energy conversion, and that's how it manages to go through space. Now when moving through space, the impulse per second here and the impulse per second here, force is impulse per second, they have to be equal at any speed. And knowing that, you can calculate how fast a graviton goes in at the back and how fast it bounces. And again, from the front it goes in fast and bounces away. But it has to move in fast and then bounce away slowly. So it has equal impulse with the rear. You know, the gravitons hitting from the rear hit it slow, but go fast out because of that energy transfer. Now knowing that, you can calculate an object moving through space. You can calculate, let's see if the light is like this, better perhaps. You can calculate the kinetic energy at each speed of a solid object. And when you do so, you end up with a Newtonian equation. The Newtonian outcomes is the impulse in, impulse out, impulse in, impulse out, object moving through space, velocity of the object. The mass is negligible. The matter we see around us, the mass is negligible. The mass is inside the ether. That's a trick. And well, here it is. You can find that at each speed, at each velocity, the energy needed increases exponentially. That's the Newtonian way, right? Well, the funny thing is, if you take my nucleons, the Stardrive nucleons, they are like so, like this, right? And they spin. And when you get an atom, oh my god, there goes a graviton. Well, when you have an atom, it spins, there's all these spinning gravitons, right? And again, you need to have, here's the atom with the spinning gravitons, you need to have the forces on both sides have to be equal. So when you start calculating that, you have here, this is the math. I'm sorry, I haven't uploaded a PDF file yet on my site. Maybe I should, but here you get a scoop. Now you can see the calculations. You can make a still shot, but you can reproduce this very simple. It's high school math, it's high school physics. It's very easy, very simple stuff. So you can calculate the energy needed to accelerate the object. And what you see that when it's stationary, it already shows E is mc². And when you move it at 10% speed of light, or 20% or 30%, I did the math, you will find that the kinetic energy is relativistic and not Newtonian. So I can just simply say the force on each side and here has to be equal at all speeds. The force on every spinning nucleon on both sides has to be equal, no matter how it spins, it has to be equal to force at every speed, and you end up with the relativistic formulas for kinetic energy, including E's mc². So that's a biggie, because for some kind of reason my atom model has been on the internet for 15 years and nobody steals it, nobody looks at it, nobody copies it. Why? It's for free, it's out there, but nobody cares. So not only do my models comply, they comply with the number of nucleons, the number of electrons in orbit, the local orbitals. It's self-creating. I only have to create a nucleon and increase the pressure, decrease, increase, like happens in the universe, and automatically you get this periodic table in full compliance. This is iron, magnetism. I can show you how magnetism works. It complies with radiation. It complies with the angle of the bonds. It's amazing. Look, they discovered that electrons in the local orbitals, that one goes turns left, the other right. There you got it. It's a tripart. These things, these atoms are made of building blocks, and those building blocks can be triparts, but also four parts. So they know this, but they should also know this. This is also possible. This is what you see with chromium. They have a chromium atom here, I believe. Yeah. This is a chromium atom. You see the same as with oxygen. You get these four pillars, these four ribs, how do you call them? Four legs. And this is the electrons spinning. As with oxygen. 2 times that thing. Do I have oxygen here? Yeah. I got methane gas. Methane gas. No, this is not methane gas. This is water. This is water. This is oxygen and 2 hydrogen. And you see there's a double bond both sides. You see the angle of the bonds? That's funny, isn't it? You got methane gas. That's the other one. Carbon. You see the direction of the bonds? The angle of the bonds? You see that? Like so. As we know about carbon, the same thing. You got 2 double bonds, 2 single bonds. It complies. So you got it complies with radiation. There you got radiation. You got here. You got your curium atom. A curium. Look at this. From spider silk, I guess. But you got these 8 triparts. And when you lose the 8 tripart, this one, curium, is 96 on the periodic table. But when you lose 8 triparts, it gets down to a perfectly round sphere without these pins. And you deduct 16 from 96 is 80. That's mercury. Mercury. So curium turns into mercury by releasing alpha radiation. It can do that exactly 8 times. It is so tangible. So why always those outlandish solutions for everything? I don't have Higgs particles. I don't need them. It's not a thing, but we'll get there. So in addition to this atom model complying with everything known to mankind about atoms, it also complies with the relativistic math. What the hell is wrong with this planet? Why does nobody pick this up? I don't care. Just steal it, have fun with it.